times she's gets like here.
On guest friends, something like that?
Yeah, it's been a while because once we started to realize that's what she was doing, she just stopped.
We don't let her around people anymore, but
Right,
a couple years there where we weren't sure, she bit a couple of our friends too in the arm or the hand.
How bad were the bites?
But
Yeah, no stitches or tearing or anything like that. Okay.
Nothing like
That's
that.
good news.
and it's usually when it did happen, it's like real fast, real quick, and then her ears would go back and she'd look around and run off, like hide under a table or run to her bed.
Okay.
So it was never like a pull off.
Yeah,
still
so it's an insecure kind of moment. She freaks out, escalates, makes a move, and then, oh God, what'd I do?
Yeah, that's exactly the word. It's like more like, oh, like she lost control, gets it back, and realizes it.
Right. Okay.
Usually how it would go is, it would be home like this, and there's some people come over to the door. She'd get up, kind of run around, sniffing, and then maybe would pause on one individual for a while.
Mm-hmm. How did she look when she would do that kind of stuff?
Freeze up, tail
You mean
soft.
before we
This is like kind of back when we were still like in that gray area.
Right.
Maybe that was a one-time thing. Maybe she's fine. Maybe
Right. Yeah.
She'd kind of freeze up, and then sometimes if like I was too far away, because she's deaf, so I can't like yell hey. So if I'd start to walk over there, if they made a move, or normally if they ignored her or pushed past her, it kind of ended right there.
Mm-hmm.
But if then they went down and did something she didn't like, that's usually what you kind of do the jump.
Because at that point she's still not comfortable with them yet.
Mm-hmm.
She may not be in a proactive mode. She's probably somewhat okay as long as everybody's kind of being cool and not pressuring or doing any kind of untoward, quick movements. And then if somebody does do something, she still hasn't gained enough comfort yet that now she's like, I've got to do something about that. Yeah.
So that's how it went. So then once that kind of went on, once or twice, then it was just put her away.
Yeah.
So
how long has she been put away for?
3 years. We've been in LA for 3 years, and we've always put her away. I feel like it happened when him and I moved in together, which was like 4.5 years, 4 years ago.
It sounds like she's a fundamentally nervous girl, and this is kind of typical with nervous dogs. I'm sure Laura explained to you the best thing we can do for nervous dogs is take over more stuff so they don't have as much of a job. So their job is just to be a dog and hang out, not to be a dog and assess who's coming through, who's safe. By you guys taking that stuff over, help to alleviate a lot of that stress and anxiety that causes those triggers, that necessity to bark, control, or even nip at somebody like that. So what we really want to do is say, that's not your job anymore. Your job is to go to a place when somebody comes in and hang out and zip it up and just chill out. That's your job. But in the beginning, we really do need to hit a pretty serious contrast from where she's at right now, because she's so used to things being a certain way. So we're going to have to come really firm and strong, and I don't mean physically, I just mean conceptually. Structure-wise, rule-wise, she's really going to have to be in a mode where she's listening, not just wandering, doing whatever she wants. All that stuff creates the perception of, I'm on my own, I've got to do things, I've got to assess, it's, my world, it's your guys' world, it's your house, and you share it with her, rather than it being her house, and she's sharing it with you guys. So if it's totally your place, 100%, then dogs feel different about people coming in. It's like, those are my guests. You go lay down. It's not your job to take care of this. So we do that through a lot of structure and rules, and we have to start that off really firm and more on the heavy side, and then as behavior gets better and better, then we can slowly turn the thermostat down. A lot of what we do at our place is just having a dog in command for duration, not like place down, sit, do. We do a little bit of stuff like that, but the majority, the benefit we get is from long-term, long-duration place, and the world goes on while they just hang there. You get up, you move around, you do something, you're moving around, going in and out of the door, knocking on the door, whatever, and she doesn't move. I guess she doesn't care about knocks on the door. But basically just hanging out, well, if you can get the perception of you guys continually moving, doing your thing, going about life, and she's just here. So it creates a different perception in her mind that I don't need to be on top of everything going on. I don't need to follow you guys around. I just hang out here.
She does follow us around.
Right. So, and with a dog that's not exhibiting this kind of stuff, I wouldn't say you can't do that. But with a dog that's got this kind of stuff, that's one of our training opportunities, is to say, oh, no, I'm going to move around, we'll walk in the bedroom, you hang out right here. So when things are in a really juicy spot, she'll place, and you guys can do whatever you want, and she won't budge. That's what we're aiming for. And then that starts to remove that necessity of going after, assessing, making poor choices.
It might be a better life for her then. She won't be as stressed and nervous.
Absolutely.
She can relax and enjoy.
You hit it right on the head. Yeah. So by doing all these simple exercises, it creates a really profound change in the dog's psyche. They start to relax for the first time. Just by doing a lot of very simple exercises, but doing them a certain way. We watch dogs that come in that have been biting for years, and you think, well, how did you address the aggression? We didn't really. We addressed the anxiety and the stress of a loose environment, and that made the aggression go away. So obviously, if we get an aggressive moment where a dog goes after somebody, we correct that moment. But 99% of what we get is not from addressing the specific aggression. It's all the stuff that creates that aggressive stuff. So like you said, you start doing that, all of a sudden you see a relaxed dog. And a relaxed dog makes better choices. Just like us, if we're wound up, tense, stressed, locked in a traffic jam on the freeway, you might have left your house in a really good mood, feeling good. I don't know why I'm wagging my tail. But once you're on the freeway, stuck in an hour-and-a-half traffic jam, all of a sudden you're tense and that kind of stuff. Same thing happens for dogs. They live in that world long enough, and they just don't make as good of choices. So we're gonna chill her out, relax her, like doggy spa.
Did she ever eat up anything in the house?
Huh?
Did she ever chew anything?
Yeah. Do you ever have any destruction problems or anything in the house?
Like when she was a young puppy, she ate a VHS.
So that's back in the day.
Yeah. Hey. No, she's been.
Trying to comfort her?
Right. But when we're trying to teach a dog to sit or do any other behavior that we want to see more of, what do we do?
You don't pet because that's like a
Reward.
good job.
I agree. I want more of that.
Yeah.
So that's when people are. So you don't want to touch or do anything in a soothing fashion. Just you've already been doing it for a long time, so we're not going to fix it right now. But that tells me a lot of why we're having problems, because she thinks you're agreeing with what's going on. So if you ever watch like protection dog stuff, a couple of things that you're doing is very in line with what they do. So tension on the leash, holding the dog back, which causes more frustration and tension, and then rewarding the dog when they start to explode with petting, which is exactly what they do. So I know that's not your intention,
Right.
but unintentionally you've agreed with this and reinforced it. So no petting. What you want to do is, when she's like this, your energy, your conversation has to be, and you don't need to do it now, but I want to share this information, has to be strong, firm, knock it off. These are guests in my house. How dare you do that like that? But I want you to look at this. Between the two of them, which presence looks like it's in a stronger space?
Niki.
Right. So that's a big thing that we have to adjust, because your dog's in a way more intense state and you're in a really soft state.
Right.
So to try and get her to buy into what you're asking is really tough, because she's like, you're over here being a pussycat, And it doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean anything like that, but it means a state of mind shift. It means how you hold the leash. It means, once we give you a different strategy, you'll have to do that work. But this is really valuable for us to see
Cool.
that.
I'm glad we did that.
Yeah. So she's in a pretty intense state. You're in a pretty soft energy.
This
How do
isn't
you do
judgment.
that?
We're
Yeah.
just
How
we
do you
just
do that with a dog that can't hear? What would be the? Because I think that's why we tend to pet her or pat her.
Right.
She can't hear. What
So
would you
leash and
say?
prong collar, pop. There has
Just
to be
pull
a
back.
consequence, not a pull back, a pop. So what she's doing is she's making a choice. We can't tell her these people are okay.
Right.
You can't say, Niki, they're friends,
Right.
But what you can do is you can say, here's a consequence for that behavior. Don't do that again. Oh, I have to make a different choice.
What's a pop?
That's the concept. So if you just pull, it just creates this constant tension.
Uh-huh.
But if you pop, it creates
She'll
a quick
notice
bite.
that. Okay.
Right. And then you immediately release the leash, which lets her know that's a conversation. If there's just tension constantly, then you've got no conversations, like
Right.
tension. So there's stuff. Yeah, the tail wagging. They're happy to bite. You know. Yeah. So dogs will wag their tails a lot of times when they're into nutty stuff. So don't think that means good stuff. Yeah. So this is a good conversation for us to see and see what's going on. The good news is there's some stuff, but it's not. I wouldn't want him to drop the leash, but it's much worse. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I was holding the leash, I'd pop it right now. I wouldn't have to say that, but that's my conversation. Don't behave around the people in my house. You're my dog. You're not excessive. All right, so you want to go ahead and get kicked out of here?
For the neighbors get mad.